10 years of FooR. It's been 10 years. We just released a compilation album, a mix of some of our favourite songs over the last 10 years. So we thought it would be a good idea to talk about the last 10 years and answer some of people's questions that they've been sent in about the last 10 years.
I haven't been here for 10 years. I don't know how long I've been here, but I know obviously majority of stuff about FooR, but can you tell us like year one of FooR? Like even go back to like where the logo was started.
Okay.
It was actually a powerful like logo. You think with the circle around and the F in the middle, the zigzag on it. Like, what was the thought process behind that?
Well, the logo is the same reason we come up with the name.
Yeah.
Because we were separate acts. So it was me and John were one act, and Aki and
what was the name?
Ford.
Ford. Okay.
Yeah, I was ape-like.
And you were ape-like.
Yeah.
And now you're bear-like. Working through the whole zoo.
Yeah.
Aki rented our studio in the office, and he was making garage and housey stuff with Dave
Bass
Wiggins.
house, garage stuff.
Yeah.
At the time, bass house was big.
And me and John were making drum and bass, and it was making Gavin Ford stuff, and then it was going to be
Was it going to be called Ford?
And then it was going to be called Ford, and it was a group like
I remember I said, let's take the D away because it's 4 of us. Let's call it FooR.
Yeah, we drew the logo on the paper, and then we drew 4 like silhouettes.
Yeah.
And then above the word Ford,
yeah,
like it was going to be some sort of Scandinavian, Norwegian sort of thing. And then, Aki was like, well, look, there's 4 of us. And if you take D off, then it's...
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's where the logo come from. And then the reason we were a group is because Rude Kid, shout out Rude Kid, done a version of I'm Sorry with the Monster Boy garage song with Cameron Bloomfield.
Yeah.
And they asked us to remix it. And we were making drum and bass. We thought it needed to be a garagey house song. So we did it with these guys.
Mm.
Yeah, we quite started it and then we all finished it together.
Yeah,
the horns in that song was very like prominent. How did that kind of come about?
That was them.
Yeah,
oh, so
I think Dave, he had a bit of an obsession with like trumpets.
Yeah.
So like we added trumpets to it. It actually like worked really well.
Yeah, it kind of carries the track essentially,
yeah.
doesn't it? That part.
And then obviously we finished it together, and then that's how it kind of started us all.
I was doing student DJing at the time, so it was Freshers Week when we did it. I had a gig with Mr. Jam Monday night and Tuesday night because it was Solent Freshers Ball, Southampton Uni Freshers Ball.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, if I give it to him Monday night, he's got to see me again Tuesday.
And it's awkward if he don't play it.
If he don't play it, I'll be like, yo, what's going on? So I thought this is my opportunity. And he played it, and he was like, and then Target played it on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And then it got, I think it must be one of our most played songs on radio. It got played like 400 or 500 times on radio.
Mad.
And then we did a music video in Southampton. We put all our money into this music video. Like,
how much was the music video?
2,000.
And this was obviously like what, 8 years?
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay,
10
10 years ago.
I mean, like when you're not gigging and making money is a thing.
Yeah,
it's
because obviously you had to put your own money in.
We put £1,000 each. Yeah. Like I put it was my nan's inheritance. I put in, and Aki put his money in, and then we shot it around Southampton, and then
we got a lot of people we knew involved as well to get everyone.
Yeah,
behind it.
So back then that was a lot of money. What made you confident to put that amount of money in? Did you get like advice, look, go big with the music video, or what's the kind of the plan?
From the reaction from the song, I think kind of made us positive about doing stuff.
It was getting played, and Phil Kemish was helping us at the time. So Phil Kemish is like amazing marketeer, and he was part owner of GRM at the time, and did the Rated Awards, and he was managing Gets at the time. So he had a thing, and he was like, oh, you got to do a video, you got to do this, and you got to do that. And it was like, we didn't know how to do videos, but we used Louis Arnold, like amazing film guy from here, and like, so we just put all our money. He still did it he did an amazing job for the money, and we put as many of our friends in as we could, and it told a story. Like,
because Danny Morgan's the main character of that, isn't he?
That's it, yeah.
And he was heavily into the free running at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah. So it's him free running to get to his girl to say that he's sorry, but then when he gets there,
she's cheated
with Ryan Mackins.
And he's a personal trainer, right?
Yeah, he's like a professional bodybuilder now. Like, but this is like pre-bodybuilding days, so he's still big, but now he's like.
But that got mad views within a week on YouTube for like.
Yeah, because it was at 60 or 70,000 in the first week.
Yeah, and we had the whole city behind it. You know.
That's still good now. That amount of views.
And that was for no YouTube channel. That was our first ever like upload bang like thing, and like the Echo got behind it because it was like page 3 of the Echo. All the Southampton got behind it.
How did you go about getting the Echo? Did they just do it off their own back, or did you kind of reach out?
I think we were chasing everyone. Like we
approached them, told them what we're doing and stuff. They took an interest, and obviously
we had people from like Hollyoaks and the Only Way is Essex tweeting about it. Like, we literally pulled in every single favour to get the thing. I just landed in Dubai, and when I woke up, the video had gone mad. It was like shared like the time Facebook at the time.
It was back then, because on Facebook you could, when you see something like over 500 shares. It's like viral. So
yeah. It was like I just woke up and it was everywhere. And by the end of it was over there Dubai to DJ. By the end of the trip, we got offered a record deal for it to be signed.
Who was that from?
Free Beat.
Okay.
Sharav, Free Beat. And then, so that was October, November. And then December, obviously Christmas break, like music industry takes a big break. And it got stuck.
Also Christmas charts as well.
Yeah. It got stuck behind like loads of contracts over Christmas. And it come back from the Christmas break and they said, the heat's gone from the record. Like,
nice.
You need to promote it again. And we were like, we don't know how to promote it.
We put everything into
we put all our money
so you're already $2,000 deep.
Yeah,
as well.
probably a little bit, more, whatever, because we spent on.
Was there ads then? There wasn't Facebook ads back then, was that?
No, we didn't. Well, we didn't know how to do it if it was.
No.
But we had real trumpets on it, like the horns. We got real horns on every track at the start. So we paid that guy to do that. Like, I don't know how much money we put in, but we put all this stuff in. And like he said, get the heat going on the record. And we didn't know how. And we just done a video. So we wanted to make new music as well. And he also said, also your version's quite dark. He said, why don't you do a happy version with a piano and a poppy version? And we were like, nah. And then obviously Joel Corey did it.
Did the happy version.
Did the happy version and went mental. Yeah,
she did that like 3 years ago now.
He did it. Well, it's probably about 5 or 6 or 7. I don't know how long.
Yeah. We did do some versions with happy piano, but it wasn't really our vibe, was it, at the time?
No, I think it wasn't happy like they wanted it to be happy. But like, yeah, so there was good advice from them to do it happy because obviously it did a great thing for Joel. But yeah, then we went more garage.
So before you go there, where did you give up with that record?
Like as soon as he said, get the heat going.
What was like the emotions behind it when like, okay, it's hit a wall kind of thing?
We had a Christmas party. We done Christmas parties every year. And we were all around my friend's house, around Alice's house having a meal. And I was like, don't say you got a record deal. Don't say you got a record deal because it hasn't, like, it could fall through. But I got drunk and I like stood up and I was like, everyone, I got a record. I got a record deal. Like made this big thing. Got so drunk, got thrown out of my own party as the songs being played. The song's being played, and I'll go, give me 5 minutes and I'll stop.
Let me just listen to the song for you.
What venue was that?
Orange Rooms.
Orange Rooms.
There's a picture of me about 15 minutes before I got thrown out, and I'm stood on a chair singing to Effie, like, and I'm like this. I think we'll flash that up, Dave, if I think I've got it. Like, you can see, like, how... But I remember just feeling embarrassed when it fell through because I was like, I've got to tell everyone I haven't got a record deal. I knew I shouldn't have done it, like, I cursed it. And then, it was not knowing what to do because he said... And at that time, obviously getting a record deal is still great now. It's still what you want to do, like still a goal. Like as much as people, we're independent, we like being independent, we still want to. But that was all we knew how to do. Yeah. So it was like, how do you do it again? And can we do it again? Yeah. Can you get a record that big? We're not going to get a video that big. You know what it's like when you first do something to get right. Okay, I'm doing it again. Let's go again.
Yeah.
So it's,
and also you've kind of, when you release your first record, you can get all your friends, your family behind it. They're pumping it. Yeah. But you can't really ask them the second time. Third time, they're like, all right, mate, like you're taking the mic now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the second time, half as many people promote it. The third time, even less people. And then, like, if you haven't got a bit of momentum, they're like, oh, just give up. Like,
yeah. So what record came after? I'm sorry.
We did an EP with Attention, Sammy Switch song.
Yeah. This is the introduction
Everything
of Sammy Switch.
Yeah, Everything You Need was on it. And we did a video, we did another video, and we tried to do one of those choose your own adventure things.
Yeah, I remember that. Back then on YouTube, you could select on a box.
Yeah.
And then you just position it, basically.
And each 4 songs was a different part. We had this party in a pub, like it was mad.
Yeah.
Which
Alexandra.
Yeah, like if we, again, quite ahead of its time, taking over spaces.
Had a brass band there and everything.
But we had all the band and the stuff, like amazing idea, but it didn't work on phones. The choose your adventure thing didn't
work. I remember it was only on PC.
It was only on it was only on
again,
desktop.
a lot of people was involved in that. I remember Forward Motion.
Yeah.
They was like starting out around then as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were helping them with their releases and stuff.
Also, at that point, you had Switch open in Southampton, so it was a real good
Ryan
music
Keary,
scene in Southampton at that point as well.
Started moving with that stuff.
Big movement happening. So
and again, and there was still some momentum from that record. Everyone was still sort of behind us and stuff. And then that was that. And then we started getting festivals off how big.
Wait, just quick on that EP, how much did you put in with that? Would you say?
I don't know. We just whatever we had, we just kept putting in. I can't remember. Like that video
because you done 4 videos.
Yeah,
obviously
they
were not on the production level.
We video one at a show in London, wasn't it? It was one of them with Elliot Chapman. One of the
No, he come to the pub, Elliot Chapman.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we've done some. we were in London. We filmed some sort of
we
a record,
but probably about the same. Probably again.
So how did you make the decision to? Obviously, one more decision would be not having the funds there, but like knowing to kind of downgrade the video. Like, how did that kind of have like an effect of feeling like, have we gone backwards, sort of thing?
No, because it was still exciting, and we still knew we were just having a good time with our friends at that stage. Like everyone, we just invited all our friends to the pub and stuff. And Effie, see, we discovered Effie when she was 15, so she's like a sister to me. So she was there. Sammy Switch, we know for the uni. Elliot Chapman, can't remember how we met him.
It was through those guys we'd done a record with. We done Gravity.
South Royston.
South Royston, yeah, they done a track with him.
And Damien Murdoch, who was like an amazing singer from Southampton. So it was like a real local thing. So we were just enjoying. You're still just enjoying it at that stage, and not knowing what we were doing. But like, that was like a great day.
Festivals and when did the first gig even?
It was one of those freshers.
Yeah, then we did. What was that venue? It's a really weird one in the middle of nowhere. We got our first rider.
Winkers. Said Reading was
Winkers. It's called
Winkers.
Winkers. We did Winkers as well, didn't we?
I don't think we did, but I remember every time we go through Reading, you say about the story.
Yeah,
it's like old school. They must have played there.
It's like outskirts. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like it's like an old house. It was an old house.
Yeah.
And it wasn't our first gig.
Is it a low ceiling?
Yeah, I think we did it as well.
It's not our first gig, but it's the first one I really remember where we had a rider.
We had a rider.
And you kind of like feel like, this is great, and we just got through it so quickly. We got pretty
drunk. Aki got. What did you have?
I drank a whole bottle of rum that night.
Yeah. Usually everyone gets the rider curse, isn't it? The rider curse is you have loads of drink in front of you and you drink it so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, you just feel like you got it, and like
now you're taking it home these days, like back then.
We've had it when we brought friends to gigs, isn't it?
And they get the rider curse,
and then do you remember we went to Bournemouth and your friend was like being sick all along?
Yeah, I think we can show the video of that.
Oh God!
Yeah. He literally was just gone. Yeah. Was it Lee or Thomas? I can't remember which one it was.
It was Lee.
It was Thomas.
Lee was there.
Thomas.
Lee was the DJ goes.
Lee was feeding him, wasn't he? And Thomas literally was about to leave, and just as we leave, he vomited literally over the whole of the walls.
In the backstage, like in the back, wasn't it?
Luckily, that wasn't our last gig there, but I would have been surprised if they said, "Yeah, that's it."
We got a phone call the next day. Like I got bollocked the next day. Like, you're. So we started because this "I'm Sorry" was such a big song in Southampton. So we got booked festival, Sound Clash Festival. We were quite early on filming gigs, like taking camera guys to the gigs.
The after movies.
Yeah, we were putting loads of money into that, and we brought Alistair out from Artful Dodger.
We bring the trumpet guy as well live.
Brought the trumpet guy. So we were putting a lot of effort into the shows and a lot of energy into the shows. So that was getting us bookings. So we were doing bookings, but still not knowing what we were doing release-wise and figuring it out. But because we were so good live, we were getting shows. And I think our business plan then was to try get gigs will pay for everything.
Yeah,
shows.
Like we never really knew anyone who'd earned money from.
So this is when there's four of you, isn't it, on the stage? Dave Wiggins on the pads.
Dukey on the mic.
Yeah, and then me and Aki DJing. And but I think our goal was just get as many gigs as possible. And there were certain acts that were getting like £6,000, £7,000, £8,000, and it was like that's what we'll be.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. We didn't think, you earn money from sales of music. I didn't know anyone that was making like decent money from
unless they were signed.
Like unless they were getting those major deals, and we didn't know anyone getting a major deal at that stage.
I feel like the next record we did, which got like radio players stand up.
Well, we moved to. I moved to London, which
about a day. He said he moved to London. He was there. It's like a holiday for about a week.
I was there because I still DJ'd in Southampton. I'd come back all the time, so that's why I get this banter about.
Oh, I see.
We had a leaving meal and everything. He was back.
I didn't have a whole leaving. No, I didn't have a leaving meal. We were in a restaurant and there was no signal. So I'd had no signal in there, and Alice just put a photo up saying Gavin's leaving meal. So by the time I come out of the meal, everyone's like, "Oh, where's he going? Where's he going?" He made this thing, and I didn't say it. So I get griefed about this trip. We moved to London to try and get things going. Like I worked in the GRM offices with Phil Kemish, trying to get things going, and then he introduced us to Believe, the distributor, our distributor now still, and they gave us an advance to start a label. We didn't know how to do a label.
How do you sell that to the distribution then? Because a lot of people don't know about distribution deals, do they?
At the time, Phil Kemish just talked.
He kind of done the
talking. He just talked and talked. They didn't even listen to any music. I couldn't believe
really?
I couldn't believe we got it. Now, if we were going to like we help people get distribution deals. It's like a business plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just
say what you've done and what you're going to do.
Yeah, all music deals are essentially loans, aren't they? So it's like, this is what we're going to do. These are our releases. This is what we've done, etc. But we had done nothing. We think about Phil can just talk.
So how much did you ask for?
£12,000, but split over, and we took it.
And that's for how long?
I don't even remember. We just took the money.
4 years.
I don't know. I don't think it was the best deal.
Yeah.
But we didn't. No one was going to offer.
There's no other revenue coming in.
And they shouldn't have given us anything.
Yeah.
So I don't remember how long it was for. I don't remember the percentage they were taking. It was like we had spent all our money at this. Like we were really like low. This is the first sort of, we're fucked. we got no money, and then they said, here's some money, and it felt like the most amount of money ever.
Yeah.
Like I think we took 2 lots of 7, so it was about 14. But it was done in euros, so I think it was 18,000 euros, which is about 14,000 actually. We took 2 lots of 7.
So they pay you 1 load first up.
We got 7, and then we didn't know what we were doing, and we were spending like 2,000, 3,000 on each release, and we thought, we can't just do that. That can't be our business. And also, we didn't know how to make money back from selling records. We hadn't done that. All we'd done is got hype on them. So yeah, we did a record called Stand Up with Shania, and that got played on radio. Like
Mr. Jam supported it.
That got played on radio.
So what are these radio plays? Are they because it's gone for a picture, or is it literally just love?
The first one, obviously, we gave it to him. We were using radio pluggers on every release.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, so that's also what we're spending money on.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, and
the
EP. Sorry, yeah.
Radio play back then was quite important.
Yeah, it's really important.
Like now, it's not as important, but it's good, obviously.
But we got invited to One Extra. Target took us in to One Extra. We went in there
live, didn't we, on there?
Yeah, without even releasing a song and stuff. Target was really Target invited us to play his shows.
He still supports now as well.
Yeah, he was really good.
He's always been a great supporter. So yeah, radio pluggers was another thing we spent money on. So they were like probably £800, £1,000 back then. I think we had a PR company, a club. Like we're just doing everything we were told to do. Yeah. So we spent
a lot.
Now we think about it, we spent loads. So they offered us some money, and it was like, wow, like, and it felt like loads. So we released Stand Up, but we released Stand Up like 2 days before Christmas.
Okay.
I only saw that when we were doing the thing. Like we didn't know what we were doing. Like I think we released it on the 23rd of December or the 21st of December. So terrible date to release it. So we released it. It got the radio play. Got quite good feedback.
Yeah, I've got a video. I think Majestic playing and people like that.
But then
and Mr. Jam played it twice. He said, "Sounds so nice."
Oh yeah.
Oh, when he does the reload.
So that was obviously a good moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and
stuff like that. So.
But then, like, then we just didn't know what happened, and then we did that, and then we did the record with James Hype.
Oh yeah.
There's a website called DJ City, which still goes now, which is like where all DJs, you pay a monthly subscription, you can download things, and we were putting our bootlegs on there.
They have a chart, don't they?
We did Ultranate Free,
Craig David, Walking Away, and Whitney Houston. I think.
So Whitney Houston. You could put bootlegs on there that's not officially like.
And there was a chart, but basically us and James Hype were just dominating this chart.
So is that why the record was FooR versus James Hype?
Yeah, we got him down, and then the first record we did in the studio was another bootleg. We were doing a bootleg together. Because he was like, at that stage, he was like, I get a vocal, and then that's how I work. I build from the vocal. So we're like, we got this vocal from this local kid called Harry Fisher, who's not credited on the record because he was on The Voice at the time, so it wasn't allowed. But he's actually called Saint Harrison now. He's like incredible singer. We had this vocal. We gave him the vocal. He sat headphones on in the studio while we worked on the other record.
Yeah, so
and then he goes, I've done this drop, and it was like, oh wow, it's amazing. And then I don't know why the verses thing. I don't know why.
Was that because you was competing in charts, or it just literally was a thing?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Part of that, and maybe
I think it was marketing angle.
Marketing to like.
We were trying like obviously the Choose Your Own Adventure music video, then a verses thing. Like we were always trying to do stuff and be unique and try and push it. Yeah. But Mr. Jam went into it. Mr. Jam played both versions and did the verses, whose thing he brought into it. But again, we didn't know what we were doing to pursue it.
So was there one version that he did and one version you did?
Yeah.
And then you made it as like an A and B sort of
thing.
thing.
We did it both. We did both versions together.
Yeah.
And it was like Team Hype and Team FooR was all
was
all the marketing, and then it was who's best, and like radio went for it. We didn't know how to progress it. And FooR versus James Hype, like I think I think, you know, it's close.
he's done all right for himself.
He's done all right.
Yeah, he's global. Global now.
He's done all right since. Aki said you were putting the mix together and like...
Yeah, well, I think our version now sounds more relevant now. It's like speed garage, like, and it's quite a relevant sound to now. So maybe we were a bit
ahead
of what was going on.
So yeah, so we won that FooR versus James Hype. We won then, I think. You said.
His was more of kind of bass house.
Yeah.
So you know.
No, but he's done amazing, and like, but he was always going to like he drove down from Liverpool, slept on my sofa, went to the studio.
He's got different work ethics.
It was crazy.
He come down and DJ'd our Christmas party the year after, one I didn't get thrown out of, for £60, like from Liverpool, come like thing, and we live streamed that. And I gave him £60 on the thing, but it looked so like everyone in the comments.
Imagine what his fee is now. Like, he did a gig for £60 then, but compared to what it would be now, like
I don't think he's £60 now.
No, of course.
Add a couple of zeros, maybe.
Maybe 60 grand. Yeah.
But he deserves it. Like, incredible DJ, incredible producer, incredible work ethic. Like, so then we did that record, and that was like a great record. I think we've always had a good knack of listening to, like, Harry Fisher's got is St. Harris now, like James Hype. Like, I think we've always been good at getting Effie, like all these people early on.
Yeah.
Obviously Wavy Soaps, and people will get into even like, I think that was the first start of like Shania's written the new Calvin Harris song with Ellie Goulding. Like everyone we've worked, like we think we've got good ears. Tyrone.
Getting onto that soon, but yeah.
So yeah, that's
We're still before Tyrone beats
a little bit, yeah. Not far off now.
Nah, not too far.
And then I think we did the Yosh Volume 1.
Yeah.
We started to figure out what
you meant to be doing.
We started to have like, there's a bit of a business plan. Yosh Volume 1 was a compilation album, but essentially it was only 5 people on it. With 4, and then Kirby, Bitrate, Dots Per Inch, and a guy called Fawn, who's like incredible producer called Tom DeVos. Yeah. And we did this compilation. People were telling us not to do a compilation. Believe said don't do a compilation. Everyone was saying you shouldn't do compilation unless you've got big songs on.
Yeah.
But we come from DJing, and it was like every compilation had all the songs on already that you already had. And as a DJ, you wanted songs you didn't have.
So were these songs that were all unreleased?
They're all unreleased songs that we'd done and we were sat on, and we just released them all at the same time. And then iTunes, because not many dance albums come out a week, so we got everyone to buy it on the album, and then our mums and our brothers and our
called in the favours again.
Our pal Southampton went round again, and then all of a sudden we were in the iTunes chart.
Where did you place in the iTunes chart?
11, the dance chart in the end. But we got up to like 3 or 4, and in the pre-orders or early on in the weeks, like we were up there at the start, and then that's when the Pure Garage people saw it. We went to Majestic's launch for his House and Garage, Pure House and Garage. And they were there, and they were like, "Oh, you did that Yosh album. Like, how did you do it?
Yeah.
How did you?" Because we beat them that week, and they were like, "How did you do it?" So we went in, told them how we did it, and they said, "Oh, do you want to do Pure Garage? But we'll call it Pure New Garage." They wanted to call it New Garage.
Was, I think you went ahead of time because Yosh Volume 2 came out before Pure Garage, right?
Oh yeah, we did it twice.
So there was twice.
So we did it twice, yeah.
So it happened
twice. Was twice. Well, not twice as big. It was about 10 times big. We had artists from all over the country on.
Oh yeah. We did 53 tracks.
Like Sean Dean on there.
Sean Dean, we spread. There was like Lengoland. We found Lengoland, that group on Facebook, and we like got Bush Baby, and like we trying to get people, and that's where you come
that's
into
where
it.
I came into play on that actually as well.
Tyrone comes in,
Yeah, how I started off, to be fair, before actually getting in contact with you two was I literally messaged everyone on my Facebook. I've obviously just messed around with making music and literally copy and paste to I think I had like 1,200 friends or something like that. I literally took my time of messaging every single one. And then obviously, I think he said Ashley Britton.
Yeah, he
ended up putting.
He came up and spoke to me and said, "Look, this guy Tyrone, listen to his. He wants you to listen to his record." I listened to it. I said to the guy,
yeah, and then I think that was when you was in the process of making Yosh Volume 2.
Yeah.
And then with Yosh Volume 2, made like the introduction video, innit?
Yeah, we did a video where everyone appeared, and then you appeared on the floor like that.
No. It's the actual. That was it. But the actual
trailer,
the trailer was
with the boxing we did in the gym.
The boxing, me boxing, and then you had
the American football guy, Phil Barrett.
Phil Barrett.
Yeah, that's his name. Oh, that was a really, really good video.
It was actually a very strong, powerful video. Sort of like it was like a movie trailer sort of thing. And then everyone kind of met at the end. Above the car park, and you're standing there.
Yeah, it all come together, yeah.
Oh, and Jojo really was in that as well, and obviously Jojo again, another person that's done lots of stuff in Southampton.
Yeah, so Jojo produced
multiple plaques he's got.
Yeah, he does Ardy now.
Yeah,
Dino. What's it? He did a song with Dino and Cadet, didn't he? He produced that.
Yeah, he said massive songs.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, shout out Jojo. So he was because he was a singer. He was a singer.
He was singing. There was a couple of records.
Yeah,
I think there's still one now. Which is unreleased. That's really strong from JoJo as well, wasn't that? Maybe. Oh no, did you release them both?
We released one.
At least one of them.
There was
too good.
Well,
yeah,
Too
good. And then there's another one, isn't there?
There is another one.
There's one on Yosh too.
But he obviously produced your first ones as well, didn't he?
Yeah. So he produced Ravenface. Yeah, pretty much every single one that I did at the start.
Ravenface wasn't on Yosh Volume 2.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, Ravenface was. So it got released on the album compilation, then marketed it as a single. Did obviously like the single show.
Yeah.
Launch party, sorry, and then started doing merch. Loads of Ravenface.
Hats,
sold hundreds of Ravenface t-shirts, hats, caps, a lot sort of thing.
What did we do at festivals? Because I remember like you were in the crowd.
Yeah, so the first one, but it was a bit confusing because it was a bit confusing. But I was meant to basically be in the crowd. Then the song gets played and pulled up, and then
we were meant to like. There's Tyrone.
Yeah,
but the reaction for the song was.
Yeah, it was going off it was literally going off everywhere.
It was really good.
Soundclash was the first one.
Yeah, Soundclash. It was the one where they moved it in Bournemouth. Yeah, where Gav on the rider asked for poems and ham, wasn't
it? I had a joke with a promoter. 'Cause we played Scrabble, and he said the word hams rather than. But obviously, hams isn't a word. It's ham.
Yeah.
But we had this arc, so I thought he would see it, so I put hams on the rider, so if you see it and go, oh yeah, but he didn't see it, and we just had loads of ham.
We had loads of sliced ham and a rider and alcohol. We were like, I think you asked for a poem as well. We didn't get that.
No. So yeah, that's what we did. We'd bring you out to do that.
Yeah. So we did it first. Well, we did it once where it came out of the crowd, and then after that, it was kind of like I think I was doing like videography at the time as well. I was doing major media, and I had a camera, so I would come along to the shows, film it, and then put the camera down, do the song, and then it was kind of like that sort of thing. Because
we did Bournemouth that same night, didn't we? Went to the old fire station.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the video come up
was there and everything like that.
Because we were all singing in the back.
Yeah,
the backstage. That video come up the other day. That popped up. Yeah, obviously you come to all the shows and do that, and then it was like, oh, you might as well stay out and do another second song.
Well, no, or just host alongside Yuki,
you might as well stay out and do like.
And then when we saw his talent for hyping the shows and stuff, so
because you become so good at doing that song. Like that the energy was coming up, and then it was like you stay out.
Keep the energy going.
To the end of the show. So
and then that was like the new FooR, 2 MCs and 2 DJs.
Yeah,
and we would separate and do shows.
At one point we was doing like 6 gigs in one night.
Yeah,
we was kind of obviously it's a bit naughty, but we was kind of getting away with. We was essentially one group, but doing 2 gigs at once. Like it'd be me and you in one place.
Yeah, Naki and Juki. And that was the new business plan then, like make as much money from gigs.
Christmas. No, it was New Year's Eve. We was laughing. Like we done 2 ourselves and you 2 done 2. And it was like back then the money was doubled.
Yeah.
So it's like extra money, everything like that. And then obviously it got to the point where we was getting a bit more known and people then was asking
where's that one?
Everyone to come turn up, and then
I feel like the music scene was thriving then. They wanted like the bass line and stuff like that. And like it just every weekend there was events all over the country.
Well, obviously the club scene's a lot different.
Well, I mean the club scene was a lot stronger then, wasn't it? Than it is now.
So Pure Garage, you go back to Pure Garage.
Yeah, so after Yosh, so obviously we did it with Yosh Volume 1, and we did it again with Yosh Volume 2, we charted it again, and then we went to Majestic's launch for his house at Pure House and Garage, and they were there and they got introduced and they were like, how did you do this? Can you come in and talk to us? Told them, and then they said about doing Pure Future Garage or Pure
New Garage. It just didn't make sense then.
We were like, it's got to be Pure Garage. Like and they went for it, and then
I feel like that album we really rediscovered garage because we had to find
new people.
A lot of garage records to put on a new album. There's like 60 tracks on.
Well, the whole point of the marketing is Pure Garage, which obviously no respect to Pure Garage, but every Pure Garage is pretty much the same tracks just put back onto the record. So the whole point was to
be new and
to put new stuff on.
Yeah,
there.
And we listened to every garage radio show, pirate radio shows. We went in with research to get 60 like really good tracks and to not be like obvious and have anything that was heard before. But that's where we found Selector, Smoky Bubbling Bee,
Black Habit, stuff like
Black Habit.
Yeah,
and that's we started the label off the back of it because of the people that we found. We like, there's actually
wasn't Sammy Virgil on it?
No, not that stage. Conductor was. Conductor was. James Hype obviously was on there. Yeah, it was like we found so many people that were making good. I think there was only one garage label at the time that was around.
And also at that time, I think that was when Down came out as well. Because Down was the lead single, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we were really good at marketing, so they wanted us to do a single. They heard some of our songs, and we had Down already, and they were like, "Oh."
So who originally sung it?
A girl called Little Nikki. She wrote it.
Yeah.
Nikki Ambers. They said, "Oh, give us a list of who you want to sue it," and Karen Harding was the top. And
she had that song at the time, didn't she? Say something.
Yeah.
And we wanted to work with her for ages, so that was a dream. And they come back and said she wanted to do it, and like. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But so she come to the studio, and like we were nervous because we had never worked with everyone would work with us.
This was like the big moment. Essentially, like,
everyone was our friends up to that point, like FEs and people we knew. Karen Harding was like, wow, like a big person. So it was like real nervous, and we got her in the studio. And as I said earlier, all our songs at that stage had real brass, real instruments in it. So I was like giving this big speech out of nerves, just like talking like, yeah, we got real brass in our songs, and it's these details that make our songs better. Like just trying to like,
sell it to her.
Just almost trying to convince her that she's in the right room. And then like took a drink from my Starbucks cup, but the plastic lid wasn't on properly.
Oh, I went over you.
And just tipped this burning hot drink all over me, like after the end of this massive speech. And then I was like, but it broke the ice.
Yeah. What is a good icebreaker for when you go in the studio with someone new that you don't know? What would you say?
I don't know. I think just make them feel comfortable. Like when you get in there, we just have a bit of a laugh and a joke, don't we, to start off with?
I used to tell a story about my...
It's always a story, yeah. He always tell a story.
I used to tell a story about my friend who is a producer, and he was in the studio with a rapper, and he said, halfway through the session, he goes, "Come on, let's go outside, do some Tai Chi." And the guy was like, "What?" He goes, "Come on, let's go do some Tai Chi." And he went outside, and Tai Chi's the martial arts where you like slow and
control energy.
And the guy's like, he made me do Tai Chi for an hour, like in the middle of this session. So you always like talk about the worst studio session you can imagine, and then you think
that's the truth.
Then everyone feels comfortable, then, don't they?
Yeah. Because I guess it is awkward if you don't know the person and you're about to now do either a session with them.
Yeah. So like I'd always tell that. I haven't told that story in a while because, but yeah, I always used to tell that to break the ice or chuck coffee over myself.
So Pure Garage is happening. The marketing again, there was a very strong campaign. Before we even talk about Down and with Pure Garage, can you remember the marketing behind it?
So obviously the Easer Pure Garage CDs were what got me and Aki into garage. So we went back to where we first heard the CDs. You first heard it at college.
Yeah, Which college? Yeah.
Yes.
My sister had copies of them, so we used that in the marketing.
We went to Aki's college, and then I first heard it at a house party in Totton at Sally Griffin's house. So we stood outside Sally Griffin's house, and it's like, this is where I first heard it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Sally Griffin's house. I found out later on. I missed it by 2.
The wrong door. It was Sally Griffin was the person, but it wasn't.
People got the idea anyway, didn't they?
Yeah, so we went at, and then like, it was, but again, the city got behind us. Southampton's been so good to us. Like, and obviously you could buy the hard copy CDs. Yeah. So like, going
to the stores.
Going in H&V and seeing that was like a crazy moment for us as well.
Yeah,
especially like growing up listening to Pure Garage, then you're
actually
seeing the CD in HMV. It's like,
and
wow.
they for HMVs that exist, they're still out there, aren't they?
Yeah,
you can still,
I mean, it was in Tesco's and Asda, everywhere.
It was incredible.
Everywhere we went, it was like in the big superstores. So,
and again, that charted again. And that was like, I think to be that.
Was that an official chart or not yet?
Yeah, that was official. Was dance chart 8 or it was top 10.
Yeah, it was a top 10.
So yeah, that was a huge moment for us. Yeah, that was one of our like, and to say just to be part, like EZ did that brand. EZ's like thing. It was like we took over from EZ doing it. So that was it was
the biggest compilation there was back in the day. Like you couldn't get like garage wise. Nothing came close to it.
Yeah, and there was adverts on TV.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Target did the voiceover. Like it was a nice sort of 360 because he supported us. And like
that's good.
It was just incredible.
So the lead single, how did the lead single do from that as well?
Again, it got played on radio. Like I think everything at that stage was just getting played on radio because streams weren't like a huge thing then. Like
kind of getting into it.
They existed, but we never looked. We never cared. Like it's not like now you look at what it did. It was like, did we get it into these charts? And Down come out, and it was like. She come to a gig in Bournemouth with us.
Yeah, it's not Soundfest, the other one.
Sandbanks, Polo on the Beach and she sang Happy Birthday. I think you made her sing Happy Birthday to me. I don't think she wanted to. But yeah, that was like a surreal moment because it's like Karen Harding is singing our song from Pure Garage on my birthday, like, and it was like, wow. And then you remember we had a bus that went around to all the gigs at that time.
Yeah.
And then Vicky and Sammy Switch and everyone, we were on the bus back and like all singing, like, it was just like those times. At that stage, it was still just like so much fun, and we were just going around like a bus, going around doing gigs with our friends, just having the best time. Like, just done Pure Garage. It all seemed surreal. Like, that was like a real high.
Yeah, massive high.
Pure Garage is done. Downs came out as well. I think we move on to
Free Words.
Yeah, Free Words.
Because we did Pure Garage, we were like, we'd listened to so much garage. We were so into like invigorated by how much garage there was. We had a record called Free Words that was on Yosh Volume 2, which was just a chorus with Sean Dean. And we're like, we loved that tune.
Yeah.
And people liked that tune. So we made it a garage record.
But wasn't there, how many versions was there before the
just one
final? I was one, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just one with Sean Dean. We did a collab, but Sean Dean was doing loads of bassline tunes that were sampling old R&B songs. So we wrote a new R&B song. So rather than sampling one, we were like, we'll do one in the style of a 90s R&B song.
Yeah.
So we got Effie, did the Free Words chorus.
Yeah.
Did that collab with Sean Dean, and I just couldn't stop listening to that chorus.
Yeah, yeah.
So when we did Pure Garage, I was like, let's
two-step it up.
Two-step it up, put verses on, called Sean Dean and said, we've done a new version, but we want you to do the remix. And we paid him to do the remix, so he had something of it. And then, it just... We put it out.
Before even going about putting it out, though, it was I guess, similar to I'm Sorry, went big with it because of the music video.
With the music video we did a campaign where we sent it to all garage DJs and people were shitting themselves.
Yeah.
And we had a thing with all the quotes. Do you remember?
Yeah.
All the DJs, like the quotes before it come out. And
Then it came up.
And then it came out on the Friday, and then Mr. Jam called us on the Monday.
Oh yeah, we were in the office, and he goes, "Can you get to London in like 3 hours?" I was
I remember that.
And we just like literally put everything down, ran and got on a train and went straight to London. He made it like tuna.
I think Juki drove, didn't he?
No, we actually got on the train.
We got trains.
Yeah, we got on the train.
I can remember being on the tubes and running.
We were definitely running.
Maybe we got out of the car and ran or something, but Juki would have probably drove.
I know we were pushed for time to get there.
Yeah.
We just made it. Yeah, we didn't have a chance to drink before because I remember I was nervous. I wanted to drink before.
I think you made it like track of the day or something.
That's it.
And it was the 20-year or 25-year anniversary of UK Garage, and they were using that song as like the anthem of it. So like, it got huge support, and then it looked like it was going to get radio playlist because they were also using it Radio 1 as music for an advert. So it was played on Radio 1 all through the day as the music for this advert. Yeah. And then Phil was like, "You need to do a video. You need to do a video."
In again.
So we went to Spain.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant.
Which was again.
I think when you look at it now, doing a video abroad is mental.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great time
independently. Yeah, you had a great time, and there was lots of extra things that was going on over there at the time as well. But when you actually think about it, independently shipping out a videographer.
Yeah.
The people.
It was great. But they were like, "It's a summer record. It's got to look like summer."
Yeah.
And it was September, I think.
Yeah, it was just coming to the end, wasn't it?
Beginning of September, wasn't it?
Yeah. They were right, but you were right. Like it was £6,000 or something.
For independent, and also at the time getting paid for gigs and all that sort of stuff.
That was all of our money.
The money, isn't it? Gone.
That was we put everything into it. Yeah, we put everything into it. The crazy thing about that video and the divide and about money and music is we had that song. It was real big. I did a video. Obviously, the video we didn't get the playlist. Like the video was good and stuff, but we didn't get the playlist. It didn't lead to that. So once you don't get playlist, it just stops. The campaign stops, and you got to move on to the next one. But we had no money. We did a song off the back of that thing with Big Tobes and Effie, which would be the follow-up, because the director Chaz,
he was friends with,
he looked up Big Tobes, and we did this amazing follow-up which is similar to Free Words, but we had no money to release it because we spent it all on the video.
And it's still a banger now. That's obviously
maybe that was a good record.
Maybe that will come out one day.
Yeah.
And we had no money left, but at the same time we had done this version of Everybody's Free.
Yeah.
That was getting played by Skepsis and Holy Goof and had hundreds of thousands of...
This is where the problem becomes, isn't it? Because it's like, you got the mainstream stuff is pretty much being released, Free Words and stuff, and then you're getting the support from the underground, like your Holy Goose, Skepsis at the time. How do you even play them in the same set?
We'd stopped playing the Free Words.
Couldn't play the original Free Words.
We were just playing everybody's...
We had to play the baseline version.
Yeah, we had to do a version of it. We were playing Everybody's Free and stuff like that, but... You think we put £6,000 into Free Words video, and a video on someone's phone of Skepsis playing Everybody's Free at Boomtown.
Mental.
Had done hundreds and thousands of views.
Yeah.
And
this nothing as well.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it completely dwarfed this video that we'd done. So we were like, we need to go this direction because we can't afford, we already had no money.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out how to release Everybody's Free. And at the same time, this video of Everybody's Free goes round. There's this video of Killer P and Ira MCing over our instrumental, doing this.
Cade, is it?
Yeah, Cade on Represent over our Hustler beat. They're doing obviously what is now Black Bandana. They're doing, and that's gone viral. We keep getting sent this video. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then it went viral again. And I was like, I need to contact this guy, but he's called Killer P.
How do you approach someone called Killer P?
And it's you got to call someone with Killer in their name. It's like a tough phone call. So I called him, but obviously he's like the nicest guy ever. Like, so they recorded this thing. So then we had Everybody's Free, and then Black Bandana. So we was like, we'll do another album because we knew albums. We'd done Pure Garage. We charted all these albums. We'll do one with our last bit of money. We got some songs with demand. We never had songs because it was probably the filming at gigs that started around about that time.
Yeah, because you remember, I think the person that got the biggest one was Holy Goof with God's Plan Drake.
Yeah,
he put that video up, and then the pyros and everything like that, and it went mental viral. And it kind of changed. That video there kind of changed the whole aspect on DJ and videos, for example.
Yeah, marketing music.
Massively.
It stopped from being like, you know, where you used to just film like little B-roll things and then slap a song over it.
Yeah.
It then turned to doing the live clip. So you can actually say Holy Goof did change that part, didn't it?
Yeah. And obviously Holy Goof is like, we were trying to sound like Holy Goof, I told him, and a thing like he'd done a record called Bossy.
Yeah, that's the first record I came across.
Yeah, we didn't know it was bassline. We just liked this stuff. And him and Notion were doing this stuff, and like
Notion as well.
Skepsis, we just liked what they were doing. We didn't know what it was called and stuff, so we just like, we'll make some of this. And then we had some songs that are in demand because of these videos, like you say, these live videos that were becoming a thing, and the Killer P thing, and everyone's like, when's this coming out? So like, okay, we can use this, put all our money into doing this album. And then we were like, let's work with people like our heroes. Maybe, I don't know, because we thought this is it. Like, I don't know if we never said it was the last
the collaboration started to work with people that you wouldn't have worked with.
Yeah.
That's why it became the hero sort of fact.
Lisa Mafia.
Yeah, Eddie Cray from Y Boys was on there.
Yeah, Premonition was it. Jaguar Skills.
Yeah.
Obviously Fresh come from.
And then
Majestic.
Well, yeah, we're putting the album together. So we're putting the album together. All these people: Jaguar Skills, Lisa Mafia, Bass Boy.
Y
Boys, all these people like
Endor, but he's called something else now.
Endor, yeah, but he made us change the name on the album.
Endor anyway, which is obviously a big artist now. Jay Robinson is a huge artist.
Yeah, we were just pulling in every favour, doing everything we could to get it together. This is right at the end of the year, so we shot the Free Words video in September. We're putting the album together at the end of the year, and we always released albums in January, February. Like when music's quiet, not many albums come out. So we're like, let's get this album together. And if you remember, we're doing the Christmas, New Year's Eve gigs.
Yeah.
And we're playing the fresh beat. We always play the fresh beat. This beat is like.
We was putting it in the vlogs as well.
Yeah, like this beat's so sick. But we're sending it to everyone and no one's coming back. No MC touched it. No one went anywhere near it. But we were like, this is it. This is we were so sort of into it. And then right at the end, like Dredd just sent back the hook.
Yeah.
And we were like, and always thought Majestic.
So before we go on to Majestic, so when Dredd sent back the vocal on Fresh, was it how it sounds now, or did he do it with his own voice, sort of thing? You know, like it's pitched, isn't it?
No, it's exactly how he did it exactly how it is.
Nice.
Yeah, he did it like
because it almost sounds like a sample, doesn't it?
Yeah, he said, I've done it like this so someone can do verses. But we were like, oh my God, like this album's like, this is January, right? The album's coming out in February. We're like, we want thing.
And at the time, we're also going around to people playing it. Like we played the songs to Nathan Dorr.
That's it. Reloaded. Yeah, we got Majestic, because we've always been massive fans of Majestic as an MC. Obviously, he's amazing, like producer and DJ, like really, really talented guy. But we've always thought he's a sick MC. So I didn't think he'd do it, but he did it. And if you remember, when we went to London...
We went there to play him the songs, didn't we? Yeah. Not to actually record Fresh, wasn't it?
He recorded it then and there.
And wrote it there
straight away. Because if you remember, we went straight from the studio to Nathan Dawes to record the stuff promoting the album. we were promoting that album. The album was coming out in February. This is January, but we're recording the coming soon videos. Nathan Dorr reacting to songs from the thing, and Madge is recording the vocals. That's how late in the day it was that we had this song.
It's mad how some things just fall into place like that. Turn out to be a massive success.
But we got it, and we loved it, and we made it the second single, played it, and nothing happened. Nothing. We did Premonition. Was the big single. We put everything into. Nothing happened. We did Hooligans with Be Live.
Eli was on it as well.
Evil B, nothing happened. Fresh, nothing. Like we think, but we obviously saved Black Bandana as long as we could because people. It was on the album, but we did it as a single. But again, nothing was happening. But apart from we were still getting gigs because Everybody's Free was going so big. Black Bandana was big, and we were still good live. We're still cashing in off the fact we were so good live.
Get Gas was around that time.
Oh yeah, Get Gas was on that album as well.
Get Gas was one of the big ones.
I think Get Gas was leading.
Get Gas was the big one.
Fresh obviously came back around, but Get Gas, we didn't even realise. I didn't even realise even. Obviously,
also on the performance level, Get Gas was such a big record.
Yeah, it was working performance-wise.
Yeah, we did 4 videos. We did 4 Friends of FooR gigs,
and they had stories on them.
And we did 4 videos that told the story. But yeah, Get Gas had all the momentum.
Yeah.
And was doing the things, we were doing the shows and doing the numbers, and everyone was responding to that one. Once we did the album and it's out and it chart again, we got it to chart. But remember, it come out the charts.
Yeah. I remember this because of Everybody's Free, the copyrights, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we had it re-sung. We got a singer called Joe Nye who used to do CLSM records with to re-sing it and recreate it, which he did. And we contacted the people who owned it and said, we're going to do this, is it cool? And they were like, yeah. We released it and they
changed their mind.
No, they just forgot, I guess. We had to send them the email thread back, but they took the album out. Remember, we were...
So, because we were pushing heavy on the pre-orders, wasn't we? The pre-orders, it was like right at the top, and then went.
Just disappeared. And then we got it back.
It's too late though, wasn't it?
It was too late, we lost the momentum.
No, it wasn't, because we turned the negative into
a positive. We did a video
so we did a whole, like... We can't believe this has happened sort of video.
Because we DJ'd in Amsterdam and people were like, oh, I can't believe that happened. Like that video of
people was, oh, I saw what happened, mate. Well, actually, the marketing actually turned into a positive. Probably actually lifted it up.
Again, once the album charted, we'd done the thing, we didn't really know what to do. Like streaming was just becoming a thing. But then like a year later, Premonition took off. Started getting streams. Then Fresh took off. Black Bandana was like sort of consistently going up and up and up. The video was going up. Get Gas was going up.
When you listen to Friends of FooR, though, that is a solid album.
It's solid.
Really, when you
think
about
music,
it.
Yeah. Very solid. So we're in 2019. Friends of FooR's flowing. John's just showed up.
John's just turned up. Not in 2019. John's turned up.
He's been here the whole time.
Been here the whole time. Well. So what was After Friend?
So Friends of FooR's going.
You still got no money. You still got no money. We put all our money into Friends of FooR.
The songs are starting to stream now. They're starting to stream a lot more better.
Yeah, we had Rhythm. We had Rhythm of the Night thing after Friends of FooR, and everyone wanted us to release that.
That was the follow up for Everybody's Free.
I think the gig momentum got massive, didn't it, throughout that year?
Like, yeah, we had
a lot of gigs.
We had real big gigs, and then that's when we got management with Scott Bourne, who was Andy C's manager. So we did the gig in Blackpool,
and then it came, Link. That was one of my favourite gigs, actually, the Blackpool gig. Yeah,
we did that, and that led to like getting our management. We started to get real big shows off the back of it, and then we were doing real good ones. And then we did Take Me Higher. Yeah,
this was an EP.
Yeah, so we had Take Me Higher, which people wanted. We had Rhythm, which people wanted. But if you remember, we did Take Me Higher before Rhythm, and you remember we released it, and all the comments were just like, where's Rhythm of the Night?
Yeah. It's kind of like they didn't want that. They wanted.
No, we never had a thing.
We were really into Higher, though, weren't we? We were like,
it still was a massive record because Holy Goof was playing it, and we still had this thing where Skepsis and Holy Goof were playing a record as they were filming it, and we were starting to get all the big like DJs just really catching on. Then all of the bassline people were in it, and we were part of the bassline scene then, and we'd never been part of a scene. Well, there's no garage scene. Obviously, we were trying to bring garage scene back. So this is now we're part of a thing, and we're doing loads of shows.
Garage was very retro. Yeah, everything garage was looking backwards at that time.
It was only old school.
Yeah, which is the first time being in a forward thinking scene. So we're like doing all these gigs, like crazy gigs. Schweier was at that time. Amnesia was at this time. We're doing all these amazing festivals. We're doing this is when we're doing everything. Isle of Wight Festival, so this is like we're doing the most amazing gigs, but still had no money.
And then I think we're getting to the point now is January 2020 this would be.
Yeah.
We're kind of planning out the year. We've got a phone call come through from the agent and everything saying they're going to have an Australian tour.
Yeah, yeah.
There's going to be Amsterdam tour. All these different sort of tours.
We're taking off, and we're going to do. We know we got an advert coming out, but we don't know which company. They're saying they've got.
That was
the end of
December
2019.
Oh, okay. So all right.
2019. All
that
that sort of same time. So we got an email saying we want to use your song for an advert, and it come through to like weare4@gmail.com. Like, so we just thought this is a scam.
Yeah, we thought it's going to be some sort of.
They didn't even say beer. They just said an advert.
Yeah, and they didn't say what company.
We sent it to Scott, our manager, and said, "Oh, you need to. This is probably nothing, but look into it." And he come back and he said, "No, I think it's something." We're like, "Okay." And then who's it for? He said they won't say. And then we just forgot about.
They said it was like non-alcoholic beer or something.
Yeah.
Some really
I know
weird
they did mention some beer in it or something.
Okay.
Like
It
that.
was something to do with beer, but they wouldn't say what company, and we started trying to guess what company it was.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then we just forgot about it. Look, they didn't mention anything again because that was July or something. And then it was like December. They're like, "No, it's coming out 3rd of January." And then like they started talking about money, but it still wouldn't tell us who it was.
And the reason why they don't say who it is because of negotiations. Isn't it?
Yeah, because if you think it's a big company, then you go, "Okay, let's do loads of money." So yeah, we did that, and we also done a deal with Believe. We're going to do an album, which is where Going Nowhere Soon. Like we started doing these songs, Going Nowhere Soon. It was like you say, an Australia tour. Like it was exciting times, and then we went into 2020, and the advert
February was it?
February come out 3rd of February, 4th of February or something, and we all round Aki's house.
Yeah.
And it was on the Man United game, half time, like
Sky Sports.
The adverts is basically everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Dun, 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 dun. I think people even now relate to calls like from that advert.
Is it like Channel 4 or
it's
Dave
comedy
or something?
or channel.
It's every time.
On the catch up, my dad always says, "Oh, well, go and watch it on the catch." It's always playing.
Like
So we said, but this advert's everywhere before cricket, before rugby, before football. It's literally
the main thing.
everywhere.
It was the main thing behind football, and obviously football's never going to get and then cancelled, and then COVID happened.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't believe that football could get cancelled.
Every sport got cancelled. Yeah, we were
ball.
before every sport, and something happened that cancelled every sport. You'd never think.
So now tours have gone.
Yeah, 2 days before the Australia tour was announced, we get a thing.
And at the time as well, Fresh is about to be signed.
Fresh is about to be signed to Warner. The day before we go to sign the contract and do the big champagne signing contract, they go into lockdown. Like we did, like never even thought a lockdown was a thing. So the tours stopped.
I just quit my job as well at the time. I literally quit my job. Well, kind of lost my job like end of January. Then thinking, oh yeah, we've got Australian tour. This adverts came in, all these great things, and then.
But in actual fact, lockdown was a very
good thing lockdown saved.
Yeah.
That's for another story.
Another story, but yeah.
So then.
But at the time, it was like.
So yeah, we had this out. Yeah, we had this album. We were starting we were really excited about this album, and so yeah, look, we went into lockdown. Obviously, lockdown was a great thing. Obviously. For you, but also for us as a label, we really focused on the label
business side. Yeah,
built the label up, artists like Selector and stuff like because everyone was like doing these live streams and things. So we got to really help some artists and
we've actually missed the point because we was actually doing live streams before people started doing them in lockdown. Yeah. We was doing Facebook.
Yeah,
lives.
We used to do them weekly, didn't we?
That's where the Wallop and
we were catchphrases and people saying the catchphrases, but also we were doing we were driving to people's live streams, if you remember. Like go to Birmingham for Joe Hunt's and Scott Freeze. Well, I can't remember when the country that was. But every night of the week, indoors, we drove to his house. Shosh. We'd go anyone that had a live stream, we would go to sell Friends of FooR album. We'd go every night. We did a live stream like pushing to buy this. Like we put in so much work, so much thing. Yeah, we come out of lockdown. We did Going Nowhere Soon and Going Nowhere Soon.
No. Going Nowhere Soon was in lockdown.
We wrote it in lockdown, but it was our first song once it come out, but there's when we went back into lockdown.
There's 2 lockdowns.
Oh, because
we went to that march in London.
Yeah, we went to the march. Well, we didn't realise.
We shot a video for Going Nowhere Soon, and it was in the middle of the protests in London, and Liam, the director, who's obviously an amazing director, shot all our things, and now he does crazy videos. Went to do this video. And he's like, oh, yeah, we're just going to do this protest. It's going to look amazing. And we thought it's going to document the time, sort of the video, because obviously it's a crazy thing. But he didn't say what the protest was for. But he said, all you want to do, Gav, is we got this Going Nowhere Soon sign. Just go in the middle of the protest and hold it. in the middle of the crowd. But there was two things, like, I didn't know what the protest was, and I didn't want anyone to see me, because I'm not a very political person.
Yeah.
I don't know what the protest is. I don't want people to think that I'm standing for it, because I don't even know what the protest is.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm standing in this thing with this sign. I'm handing this sign in the middle of this crowd thing. People were just looking at me, like daggers. Son, what are you doing? I thought, the sign can't be offending them. The protest was against masks, and I had the mask on.
Yeah.
So I've got a mask on, and they're protesting against masks and like the
Oh,
general
well, you're
thing.
not meant to be wearing a mask.
Yeah, no one in the march.
So everyone's
So
not wearing masks because it was the time of COVID, and everyone's like, no masks, don't need them.
So it was a protest against all the regulations.
I think it was in papers, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. So I didn't want to be seen doing this thing. So the first thing is we walked out, and there's a girl called Alexis Betts who's like got 100,000 on Instagram. She was like, walking straight into her. She's like, "All right, Gav," and I'm like, "Oh my god, this thing." So I've seen her. So she's filming me. Yeah, Gav's here.
He's trying to be discreet.
And I'm holding this sign, getting loads of abuse. And then BBC News that day, they send me a picture of BBC News, there's crowd, and there's me holding this sign. So it's literally everywhere. So we did that song, and
that was a bizarre time, wasn't it?
It was such a crazy time. But like how you promoted music was different. So we did like everything we usually do, but nothing worked. That was the
So they've done that, and then obviously
it was the start of song-based stuff. And I don't know whether you mentioned your idea about singing, being able to sing a song around a campfire. Idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We had
obviously, because that's when I slipped, wasn't I? We got the photo of me slipping
with us around a campfire, and there's a picture of.
But a campfire was ordered from Amazon. So, as someone who's lived out in the countryside a bit, they said we need a campfire, and I said, "Where's the wood?" And they said, "Don't worry, there's an Amazon box. It has matches, small kindling, bigger kindling, and the logs which you put on arsenic and instructions how to make a fire."
So the idea was we wanted to make songs that sounded good
around a campfire,
like with all the production gone. They want to do so. Go Nowhere Soon was the first one, and then we went back into lockdown. We did that song, but went back into lockdown after all the protests.
The pubs. That was when the pubs closed at 10 o'clock. So you could have, food.
You could sit down.
You had to have food with a beer. It's a bit.
All that nonsense.
What a crazy time.
All that nonsense, and then John heard Ellie Evans' song "See You in June" on.
She put that on TikTok.
It was just do you know it was her. So she'd done the live mic thing, and so I knew her dad from that.
When she was like 13, wasn't it?
Years before. And so he's put on the Facebook, don't forget Ellie's song's out. And it had like, it was her dad posting it, and nothing had happened with it. Like it was on, I say nothing had happened with it. It had 3,000 views, but it was actually released the year before, and it was still up. So it was from the year before when it first started. They go, we're not going to get out of this. And then the next year, of course, we're back in lockdown.
And they're saying
so
June again, aren't they?
She left it out. And I said, you've got to try this as drum and bass.
John sampled it and then sent it to me like, listen to how good this song would sound if it was drum and bass. I contacted her, and then she was up for doing it. We quickly did this thing because it was like, everything's opening in June. We can do this marketing thing where we do videos for clubs and banners for clubs. See you in June.
See you in June.
See you in June. We'll make that the slogan for clubs to come back. It was really, really good marketing idea. We got the record together really quickly, did it, got it all approved, done.
It was ready for all the clubs to do.
It was ready for all the clubs. We started making videos for clubs. Like we going out, reaching out to every club we knew. Like, we'll make you promo videos for free. Just use our song. Just use our song. Doing it, flying thing, and then. No,
it didn't happen in June.
And also, if you look at the release date of that song, because of so many complications with doing the video, it's out like 2 weeks before June. If you look at the thing, it will say like May the 20th, whatever year it is.
We were all ready, and then they said, no, we're coming to open in July. Everything.
So literally,
see you in July.
Yeah.
Put it back a month.
See you soon.
So we had to scrap the whole thing and just released it and just didn't mention it. So then that was 2 songs that were like thing, but obviously See You in June like 8 months later or something just went mental.
Yeah, the next year, no one was in lockdown, and everyone's like, "Oh, love this song about something." Saying about June.
The whole song is sung around. The lyrics is all about trying to get out of lockdown, isn't it?
It just went crazy out of nowhere, and then.
But it did. It went when we did Boomtown one year. It was just coming up to its first million on that week.
Yeah.
So she's singing to a crowd, singing back to her.
Yeah.
To having done 1 million streams, and then the next year it's done like 4 or 5 million. So
crazy, isn't it?
Really kicked off.
So after See You in June, FooR records obviously came out. Then
we were just trying things, innit? Because everything had changed, so we were just trying different things, trying to do this campfire thing. You got signed.
Got signed, and then we did do what I want to do.
Do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Which was actually meant to be the first sample was meant to be Ultra 93.
Yeah.
Now that was a move. So Ultra 93, we got it re-sung really fast. So I said to Joe, can you re-sing this in like a day? And she came back and got it, put all the vocals in, presented it to the label, and they said no. And it was Thursday
because
about 4
Bad
o'clock.
Boy Chiller Crew were doing it.
No, they done everybody's free.
No, Ultra Nate had something played in the lockdown.
But Fatboy Slim played it or something.
Yeah, so
right.
Ultra Nate was re-releasing.
Yeah, so she was going to come out again.
Yeah, Ultra Nate was re-releasing. So we had Do What I Want to Do all around the sample of, again, lockdown, being free and everything. So that's
but it was Ultra Nate free, re-sung by Joe Nye, and they said no on the publishing side of things.
On the Thursday, they said you can't use it. So by the Friday, we'd replaced it with Rhythm of the Night.
Yeah, which we just happened to have
already
re-sung.
Yeah.
So we came in, changed all the music, and had it at 12 o'clock the next day. And I actually thought that was such a genius thing to have it. Imagine saying, well, you can't do that single, and having it turned around the next day with still your lyrics, and it worked with what was happening. I thought they were just going to turn around and say, look, do what you want with our company. Crash my Mercedes. It's just going to be, everything's going to be fine. And they were like, all right.
Yeah.
And they did it. Obviously, they went with it as a single, but I thought they would be overwhelmed by the genius.
Yeah.
For turning it around.
And then done another one with Relentless again, 1942.
Yeah.
That obviously was Summer Garage record. That was with the artist Morgan. Did that big track with Rudimental.
Yeah, and we did all the promo stuff drinking
1942, which is actually really nice. But I had some expensive nights flipping.
We got expensive taste for that.
1942, mate.
Yeah,
but remember we got drunk during the day filming these videos, and then like I woke up the next day and then someone was like, well, why didn't you just use water or something? I felt like such an idiot.
It's good, but the reason was because the bottles were full up with real alcohol.
So
you couldn't just pour the alcohol out.
You have to pay for the bottle anyway.
You got to pay for the bottle anyway. But it was the tequila tastes really nice.
So we're doing all.
There's a theme though, isn't there?
Yeah,
it's alcoholic.
So we're doing all these songs. Like even though we're talking about these songs and they thing, like we did feel like for the first time ever, like a bit of writer's block. Like felt like a little bit stuck. If you remember in the studio, we're not really sure what to make because the gigs had changed so much after lockdown.
Everything changed.
We've done a couple of tours. We still want to do campfire songs, but obviously they weren't really working like because of the gap between C and June.
Also, you have to have the right people because it's all very well saying write a song, and it doesn't mean anything if you just say, "Oh, sing this song, and we'll do some drum and bass music."
Yeah.
This.
And then then Aki made us a load of drum and bass instrumentals. So we started reaching out to singers, and at the same time, we had two moments. We were working with Banquet, a garage act on the label, who were working at Abbey Road Studios, and said, "You can use Abbey Road Studios." We were like, "Oh, we've got to use Abbey Road Studios." We got a chance. And then Tyrone sent me a video of Wavy Soph singing this song live. And we were like, "Wow, she's incredible."
Yeah, and she actually was on I had her on like when I did a talent show on live stream.
Yeah.
I had her on that. That's how I knew Wavy Soph from that.
So we're like, "Oh, you need to we can go Abbey Road if you want to go." And she was like, "Okay, let's go to Abbey Road." But I heard us do this song called Nights of Our Lives. And I was like, when we get her there, I'm going to get her to record Nights of Our Lives. But she had been sent Aki's instrumentals. And she did this song, Holding You. She stood up in the studio and sang it. And we're like, wow, this is amazing.
You can say, we can't sing that.
Yeah, so we're like,
touching, isn't it?
Yeah, so what we did is we went away, did Holding You, we produced it, made sure we did a really good job. And she was like, "Oh, I love it." I goes, "Oh, cool. Let us produce Nights of Our Lives as well." So she said, "Okay," and then we did Nights of Our Lives, put it to come together. And if you remember, because we had Aki's instrumentals, we were getting all these songs. We had Nights of Our Lives, and we had a song with Kenya Grace.
Yeah.
And
who is massive now.
Yeah, she had a #1, and it was going to come out, but it got cancelled. They stopped it. Her management stopped it, and then her next single was the one that went #1. So we would have been the song before she went #1,
which would have been crazy.
Which would have been. So we had this playlist with all these songs on. We're playing Nights of Our Lives. Playing all these songs to everyone. And Nights of Our Lives was always people's top 3. It was never anyone's favourite, but everyone was sort of consistent. So consistently we'll bring that one out, and it just went crazy, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it didn't go crazy straight away, did it? Though.
I felt like it did.
Maybe, but I think there's a deeper thing with Wavy Soph where she likes drum and bass.
She
listens to drum and bass.
She's a rave. Well, I don't know if she's a rave.
But she listens to that. Yeah, she listens to that music and wants to do drum. It's not like you've taken someone out of the soul scene.
Usually we were taking people who didn't want to do
R&B singer and have you thought about trying drum and bass where she's like actually listens to that sort of music?
Because Ellie Evans is doing like pop. Wants to do pop, so like
she likes the music, but it's not what she wants to do. Where she, like Wavy Soap's like, I want to do this. I want to do this. I think it felt like it went at the time, but I think it was the first record that connected for a while. For a while, and then like the plan was to release
Well, on that playlist was Barricades.
Yeah, we did Barricades next.
Like even just touching on, because we're speaking about Wavy Soap, I think for drum and bass artists of 2025, I think Wavy Soap is going to be one that really cuts through.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think
if you actually think about it, obviously I know FooR's established and everything like that, but for her first song that she's released was Nights of Our Lives, correct?
Pretty much. She did a couple before, but
like a proper campaign and everything like that.
Yeah,
14 million stream. That's crazy numbers. Do you know what I mean?
And a second one's done over 1 million.
And it's not like it's so. This is where the difference is with Wavy Soap, right? It's from the music actually just generally being good, because it's not like she's had a viral moment and then it's like, here's all the views. It's like this song's been listened to obviously by Tom, and then Tom's went to Dick, and then Dick's went to Harry, and then it's like that's how the song's grown.
The song went like the song after like a year, because it's been out for it'll be out 2 years in next March. But like after a year, it just going up and up and up and up, and it went. At one point, it was having like 400,000 streams a week, and it's still doing around.
And this is where also where the business side of it started to change as well, isn't it? Because it's like for what's gone into that record, for what's come back out, that's probably one of the first that's green, isn't it? Would you say?
I think
not one of the first, but like without even having to go in the red once with the record.
No, I think we starting to get things out quicker. Like something like 3 Words took like 3 or 4 years to get the money back and thing, but we're starting to understand the business of it and build up a catalogue that we can turn things around a bit better and get into
profit,
the green. But before it was like we put all our money into a record and then we just didn't even think we'd get the money back,
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Also, we used to hold on to records, didn't release them, and now like release them more.
Yeah, we were doing
rather than holding on to a song. We need you put it out.
We did a run. Well, we're doing like we're going to release songs every quite consistently, like bang, 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 bang. But then obviously Kenny Grace stopped the thing because she was like, it was done. The artwork's done. It was in the system.
It was about to come out, but obviously she had big stuff coming, and obviously she made the right moves.
Like her management, and that stopped the flow of it. And then we sort of got back into it. But I think everything we were doing, like all those songs, did well. Hold it.
There's still some on that playlist which people don't know about. It's just still because there was basically 6 or 7 tracks on the playlist which are all brilliant. And there's still a few which are due to other people's release schedules that still haven't happened yet.
Yeah, there's still some that will come out.
Avea, No Turning Back, that's a good one from that.
Yeah, that come out, There's a Carla Prata one that hasn't come out that's really good.
Yeah.
But I actually think about, when you actually think of FooR, for what FooR stream and being completely independent, there's not many other people that are streaming what FooR is streaming.
No, they're all attached to bigger labels.
Yeah.
They'll be on what appears to be independent, but it's owned
through
by
a
subsidiary.
Subsidiary, that's the word. Yeah.
So
when you think about it, like everything we've done, like.
But yeah, speaking as FooR third person, for what FooR stream, it's kind of mental that a label doesn't think let's try and enhance it or even have the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like there's doing great.
Yeah.
Already, do you know what I mean? And that's without consistent radio plays as well.
Yeah.
Or playlist. Has any of the songs been playlisted?
The odd one, but like if you look at the new one, Oh No, with Wavy Soap, which is like collectively like 600,000 in 2 months, it's 0 editorial playlists.
Yeah.
But I think that's the way the system's changing now, where you can independently be successful, not be throttled in your creativity through being in a major where there's other people going, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to go from being a bassline act to a drum and bass act at all, because
the label you'd say sign you for that.
The algorithm's not going to work for this, but that's not how it works. The algorithm builds up loads of data in Spotify and shows it to people and how they react. And so you've got bassline, garage and drum and bass all coming out like we still have, because we've had the Ragga Twins thing in the last so long ago, and that's still been really successful.
Yeah, we find that if you do drum and bass record is going to do this sort of numbers, and a garage record is going to do this sort of numbers. Like,
but I think that's standard across the board.
Yeah,
for every
it puts it in front of these people, and it puts it in front of those people. It doesn't get confused and play it. That's how it looks to us.
Yeah, but I think we're at the forefront of being in that zone where you can release garage record, bassline records, let a remix go, do a drum and bass thing, do a more serious song drum and bass. It will find the right people due to the data that's in the system
and the song being
and
good.
It's not like I can imagine the majors wasting loads of money forcing things into spaces they're not going to go into.
But that's why I'm thinking, like, imagine if or when the 4 songs are getting put onto these editorial playlists, the sort of streams it's going to be doing. You know what I mean? It's like different, like you say, Wavy Soph, the collaboration with that's 14 million. That's a lot of streams. For an independent act.
And for no
and an act that's not gone viral. Or anything like that.
Crazy.
So.
Yeah, and that's a great thing because you can have a song which does really well, but doesn't actually mean anything. If you look at someone who's blown up and then see what their next one is, it can be a complete. It doesn't run off the first one. It says what's the basis for this, and it must know we're working all the time because we go in every. Obviously, we know this, but we go in every week to make records. We haven't stopped for 10 years, and sometimes we're in twice a week, and the office is on a few days a week.
Yeah, we've been in every week for 10 years.
So we're pretty much up to now, essentially, because we mentioned about Oh No, which came out 2 months ago, like you said. What would you say now, going forward for 2025 and the years to come?
We still want to do this. We still want to do the campfire songs and produce the songs, but we like now we got ourselves into a position where we're getting where we aren't with the streaming. We want to get back to the excitement of, you know, when we were making music, like we talked about the bassline stuff when we didn't really know what it was called and what it was. Get back to making that sort of stuff. So we're making, we call it a new genre. Like,
what's this new genre called?
We've got a few names up our sleeve.
Try get it clean. So we'll start trying to get some clickbaity things now. So say about making a new genre.
Okay, yeah. So say what it's called.
No, so say you say we've made a new genre.
Oh, right, we've made,
studio, and I'm gonna say what is it called, and then that come in, and then whatever.
Oh, yeah. So next year we've
got a few names up our sleeve, haven't we, Gav? But
we're trying in a few names.
What names you got?
Smarty Bounce is one name.
Bang Bang.
Bang Bang. Yeah. Like we're trying.
Any others?
John, you got any?
But yeah, we'll try. We're open to names doing it, but like it's
getting the buzz back from like
it's going back
genre.
Going back to making music to work in clubs rather than music to work for streaming. Like, I'm sure some of it will stream. Some
obviously, there's both, of course.
Yeah,
there's rules. We've got rules. It's 140 BPM. It's got those ravey elements.
Yeah,
it's got to work on the dance floor, not the campfire.
It's kind of dance floor music rather than camp. That's what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, it's heavily vocal led, or
no, not.
It doesn't have to be. It could be. It's no rules, like I say. With this, vocals, MCs, vocal singers, everything on it. Yeah, it will all work. It will all work.
You know, I think we're inspired by older stuff and new stuff, and I think it's a bit of taking all the new stuff because still learning how to produce a record. Like, still learn new stuff every week.
Yeah,
and so it's putting the new ideas into. Wow, imagine if you could do that to this.
Yeah,
and some of the new stuff with production allows you to do stuff you weren't allowed to do before.
Yeah,
like running bass lines over kick drums and stuff. All this technical stuff. So,
do you think now, in this day and age, people are more accepting to different music?
Yeah, because if you go back 10 years, you couldn't have gone in a drum and bass club and played a garage record.
No,
but now you can play garage, bass line, something else.
Yeah,
almost hard house in a whole the dissolution of it's the dissolution of the genres. The genres are still there, but you're now allowed to look at other ones. Like you're allowed to move about.
I can remember doing a gig with you in London. It was a garage one, and we played the bassline records, and
crowd froze.
Yeah, it was like a horrible
It was a Garage Nation, wasn't it?
Done in Garage Nation. I think that was it happened at Garage Nation as well.
Yeah,
like anytime you play these old, like the new records, like thing. But I don't think you see that now.
This was 5 years ago, but now it's a lot more.
Yeah, you see it. It's like open, like you see, like it's almost genreless.
Well, what kind of does confuse me is like back then. I know this was 5 years ago, and you do go to a Garage Nation, you try to play like a new it still might be a baked song, like it's got a different chorus. No, sorry, it's a sampled chorus, right? And then it goes into like a bassline drop. These garage lot back then just didn't like it at all, did they? Which is it's mental. They'd rather hear Flowers 6 times.
Yeah.
That's obviously no dig to anyone, but it's like they'd rather hear that than hear a new version.
You love Flowers.
Yeah, I do like that. But like you would think, there's a different garage version of Flowers. Why was they not accepting to it?
There's a few gigs we did where we played like new versions of something. They looked at us as if we were crazy.
Yeah,
we're like, we were really proud of it, thinking this is going to go off, and then like. But they were just still like, I can remember, still in a time zone from back in.
Yeah, I can remember like Garage Nation Festival where we stood and Master Steps were playing before us. So you remember he was playing like dub plates of like everything, like power, and we were just thinking this is going to be so long for us.
And we knew that it's going to be like
hard. This is going to be so hard to follow. He was like smashing it, and he was just perfect Garage Nation set.
Don't get me wrong, we were happy with all the songs we got to play, but we just knew that it was going to be.
It was going to be a tricky one. And to be fair, even speaking of gigs itself, we've had some. Obviously, I know if you're online, you see the great gigs, but a lot of people don't talk about the bad gigs. And we've had a handful of bad gigs where we turned up, there's no one there.
Yeah,
literally, there's no one in the crowd.
And even gigs with like a big lineup, money spent, and people aren't there.
It's still, and so it wasn't even like it wasn't our head.
What gig comes to mind when you think about one?
I remember there was one that we travelled to.
Leicester, we done one.
Yeah, and there was like, you had to walk through, and there was like an upstairs. So like there was, the venue itself was quiet already, but the place that we was playing in with the lineup and everything upstairs,
indoors,
and there was literally nobody there.
There was like 4 headlines, and no one was there.
Big names and nobody.
There was literally no one there.
And we were getting all excited on the way out, getting vibe. We were like, this is good.
And we had another gig before, so it's like one of those things when you drive so far, like all the way to Leicester, and there was literally no one there. Yeah, I remember that one. That was a bad one.
But you know that lockdown's been a big divide. And like people afterwards have realised no one. Like, the other day I was watching a thing. Pubs are having to tell people you can stand along a bar. You don't have to go in a line because people are now queuing in a line to queue for the bar. Crazy. And old people who used to go to clubs and would have said, "This is a garage night. What are you doing playing your bass line?" Now those people they're still
up for it now.
They're still on the internet, but they don't go to the club.
Yeah.
And they're not where the barriers have been broken down. That's all the new people coming through because they don't know there is a barrier because no one went out for a year. So the barriers have come down. There's still some old people kicking about. They're going, "What do you mean you can't smoke in the venue?" There's a thing happening this weekend. There's a Sanctuary reunion. From the Milton Keynes Sanctuary where they used to do the raves in the 90s and until 05, I think it was. Or no, 04, middle of 04. And they closed this venue down. They're doing one. It's not in the same place. It's down the road. But there are questions on the thing where people obviously haven't been out for 20 years. And they will be really cross if they don't play Toy Town with itself.
Well, so obviously Raven's still thriving, right? Ravens, I don't think would ever die. But club scene, what do you think killed clubs?
I think when you come out of lockdown, and I say all these people that grew up with clubs and smaller clubs and this thing, it got replaced by people. I think there was people who had their 18th birthday in lockdown and thing, and the people come out into clubs, and they're going to warehouse projects and print works. These places that when you film, they look amazing. Yeah. So that's what people know, and that's what if you go like TikTok in big events, if someone does like a print works or drum sheds, you'll see videos from everyone. You know, when people they think it's not a phone in sight is the first comment, and everyone filming. But that's the culture of it now. People don't see the culture of a small 200 capacity club.
Clubs went wrong with trying to copy that warehouse projects because they tried booking all these big acts?
I think clubs. I think people want to do. All the DJs want to play the big shows, so they're neglecting. Some of them are neglecting the smaller shows because they don't want to do the thing. Everyone wants to play the front of the massive crowds and have these big TikTok moments and have these big. It's all about moments, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then, like. But before it was, you want to play this music to a crowd of people that love it.
It's education, because if you have a crowd of people, let's say there's a Southampton crowd and a Bournemouth crowd, and they're going out every week, slightly different groups of people, but they're all going out every week. If you cancel that and turn it off for a few years, those people who get to 17, 18 and they're going to go out now, they haven't been educated. They haven't had that. What do you know about going out? Well, we've never been to this club. What are you talking? And so maybe there's a little gap and it will come back.
Well, I think there's a gap now for like someone to make a new movement, like a scene, and create it again.
Well, like you need
from small to big. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the baseline.
But that being said, though, raving is working. So I'm not talking about raving itself. I'm talking about clubs.
But then again, I see some small clubs. It's now obviously everything's so expensive to run. Like these clubs need like 3 busy nights a week, and people don't go out enough to
do
like
that.
inflation.
They're saying each month 10 clubs in England is closing down.
Yeah, because when my friends used to own clubs before lockdown, they used to say that basically Friday and Saturday would pay the bills, and then your Thursday, if you had however many weeknights, was your profit. And that clubs aren't busy.
And the students, when the students start, used to be Freshers Week, and everything used to go mad for about a month. And then
they'd have Freshers Monday, Tuesday.
I used to DJ every single night. I used to do every single night of the week and 3 gigs on Saturdays when my resident peaks. And now my friend told me there's only 2 student nights a week in Southampton.
I mean, Freshers were 2-3 weeks ago, and like I didn't see anything. Did you?
So I've not seen anything about.
Nothing like to the extent that we used to see.
Yeah. So do you think it's the students are just not bothered, or because the prices have not really changed too crazy for Freshers nights, has it?
I'm not sure, but I think it's gone up.
But still, students still exist.
I think they're people more into health and like going to the gym and like
bars, and people
wellness is a big thing. Like you go on TikTok and like people are eating right now and they go into the gym and doing stuff. Like when we were coming up and going out, it was just drink culture. In the 90s, it was all cool to be out, going out and drinking, and like rave culture and all this stuff was a thing. And now they're obviously still a culture, but obviously think how many people like now train and go to the gym.
More people against that.
Going to the gym was rare. Like at one point, like it was like only a handful of people would go. Now everyone goes.
It's the same with beards, isn't it? There weren't a lot of beards in the 90s. And if you look at the amount of beards and gym people now,
beards and gym people.
If you could find a way of getting the beards out to the club, everything would be solved.
I think it's just different, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's.
Do you think it will ever revive, or you think if it's just moving now?
I think
it'll go full circle.
Everything goes round in circles, don't they?
Yeah. I think it will start again. I think
they say that though, but not always.
I saw that there's this TikTok channel, and it's this kid who's playing 1992, 93 rave music. Little something Archie, he's called, and he's playing. Have you seen this channel?
Yeah, we've seen it.
You've seen. So you've all seen this.
He's been a while,
like
and
Facebook days.
It's his dad. It's his dad who was into that music, but he's into it. And when you actually hear it on your phone, you're like, this music is out of this world.
Well, and this Fish Octagon, obviously Fish Octagon guy is like playing all records from the old thing. People are into it because obviously, obviously he's in his dressing gown and the Weetabix and all that stuff, but he's playing music from a record collection that stems from that period, and he's popular, so people like he's educating people. So it will come back.
Do you think Funky House will come back?
That is just in a wave of stuff, because it always goes from one thing to another.
Yeah,
and then
because Grimes, technically you could say Grimes coming back now. You got DJ AG, Matt 10 doing like these TikTok lives and stuff, and people are pulling up and doing their live sets. DJ AG had Skepta, JME, Captain Conan, loads of different people show up on there. So do you reckon
there's like subgenres, isn't there?
I think Funky House could have a.
But I think
from me being young, drum and bass has always had a solid scene. Till now, I don't think I've ever
never
seen
died.
I don't think it's ever dipped.
You just need an amount of artists, don't you? I think.
Yeah.
The grime people, like they just need a platform. As soon as DJ AGs come out, like there's like all these MCs. So he's bringing people out from like 20, 30 years ago, like old MCs.
And you need people constantly making the music as well.
Because there's no pirate radio anymore, and this is the new pirate radio. So they're all there ready, and like they all miss those times, and then that rejuvenates the live things, and people go in the studio, they'll start making tunes, and they'll go onto his platform to promote their new tunes. So Captain Conan have just done a new single today.
They had the album come out, Young Kings too.
Yeah, so the mixtape will start again. This will start again. And that's what rave culture needs. The sort of thing like a smaller live,
got a problem.
a smaller live space thing that rejuvenate. At the moment, it's all like these massive gigs this week, and like it's huge lineups and expensive to get in and thing. But what you need is like every city needs a club that's got like experimenting with interesting
different
music and trying people coming in and trying things rather than like doing these big moments to get big videos. Is like
that's the problem though. Big moments. What's the big moment in a Funky House track that's 6 minutes long?
Yeah.
So it's going to have problem coming across on the social media. But maybe that is the rebellion that happens. Because people say, I've had enough of phones and moments, and then they say, this is I'm going to play hard techno or something.
There was a DJ that did a show in Ibiza when you weren't allowed phones.
Yeah, James Hype did the thing where you don't have your phone. And Samit Virgie on his thing has said, please don't use, but I saw clips. I think people ignored that. Like, people are getting sick of it, but I guess it's difficult, isn't it? Because that's also how you market yourself.
Sells it, yeah.
That's what sells
you
the gigs.
Get your mix out, your UK funky mix.
Oh yeah, the funky one.
Before I did
you should do that live on your TikTok, mate. That'll get people going.
That'll bring UK funky back. So, David, you got some questions?
What are your best and worst gigs?
My favourite is Ushuaia and Ibiza, just because of all our mates came as well, and it was just like the venue's incredible. They looked after us. Tyrone had a great time. We just all had a great time. For me, that's one of the best memories that I've got as a.
So at the backstage of Ushuaia, they've got like a room that's like long, and it's every DJ's got their own sofa and a table in front of it with their rider on, and it's also got a bar that's free bar all night. And after the show, everyone goes and gets it's a party. All the DJs go there. So it was Chipmunk's birthday, was it?
And this was the time when Chip just squashed the beef was it Tiny?
Yeah,
because it was like the first time they were seen together.
Yeah, it was Tiny Temper's night.
Yeah.
So Bizzle's birthday.
So they let all our friends come back. They gave us money to spend at the restaurant. Like, the service is incredible.
They gave us $2,000 to spend.
Yeah, like we gave us things. So we're having the best time drinking. All our friends are there, and then Lethal Bizzle's playing, and me and Ty stood at the bar, and we're talking to I think Lethal Bizzle's manager or something to do with it. And then he goes, "Oh, do you want to watch Lethal Bizzle perform?" So we're like, yeah, cool, yeah. And the stage was like a long platform, like a catwalk. So we walk out to the stage, and he goes, just stand here, side of the stage. So we stood there, side of the stage, but Tyrone just kept walking.
I was really drunk.
He was really drunk. So I stood at the stage, I'm like, Ty. But he's just walking. The next minute, he's just walked on the catwalk. And said, Lethal Bizzle's performing at one end, and Ty's just walking towards him, like Jaws, like heading towards him. Like you can see, he's just like. And I'm just going, Ty, but he's just not big. There's a video of it somewhere. But
I wonder if Lethal Bizzle remembers me from that, or if he just knows me from socials.
He walked right to the front to Lethal Bizzle, started talking to him.
He was performing. He went up to his hand. He was cool though, because we'd done the party after, and he was fine.
Yeah. I think I just got very carried away because it was just like a Swire, and it's like first time.
It was.
That's my favourite gig anyway. I would never.
For me, my favourite gig, I'd say, because of everything that happened, we was travelling up to Blackpool. It was like a furthest drive ever. I think David was the first time he drove us as well.
We come from Plymouth.
Yeah, it was. We came from Plymouth. We done another show, and that was really good. And then it was constantly raining, and we're playing at a place called Pier Jam. It's 2018, all right.
Something like that, yeah.
It's 2018. We're playing at Pier Jam, and it's pouring of rain. We're like, we can't believe it. This is crazy. Like, it's gonna be all
calls. There's no one on the pier.
We're getting cleared. There's no one on the pier. We're seeing snaps, everything like that. And then as we literally pull up, and then we get out of the car, and we're running because we're late as well to the gig. The sun comes out, and everyone just like ran at us, and it was like just an amazing gig. I remember I crowd surfed. It was like one of my favourite photos.
And that's where we got them. That's our manager from. The reports from that gig was so good that we got a manager from that. We got it was one of the best. That was like a life changing one. I think the Isle of Wight, the not the one after lockdown, the one before lockdown.
So the one when we did the Friends of FooR show.
We had Shamu in the crowd, was it?
The Shamu, yeah.
You know when we did the whole visuals and everything like that?
No, that was that. No, the actual Isle of Wight. It's a whale.
Yeah, but...
So the inflatable whale, we used to take the gigs and chuck in the crowd. But
we used to say Shamu, how you get down, which is a funky house reference, and then chuck him out to the ground. But not the
Isle of Wight festival.
Not the Isle of Wight festival we did the Sunday. We all went out. Yeah. We did Isle of Wight. It was just an Isle of Wight performance.
It was our first time in a big top, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Example when you had the white gloves on.
Yeah, the gloves.
It's the first time we'd done the big top there, and Example was playing after us, and we played.
Yeah, I just
remember it was on before.
I just think that was like a perfect.
Yeah, I remember that.
Perfect day, perfect.
No, it was a great one.
Yeah, so that was.
The first sound clash actually in Tottenham. The sound
and they Eastleigh Football Club.
Eastleigh Football Club. Sorry, yeah. They bust people out. They had buses running from Southampton, and it was just absolutely heaving and amazing.
Yeah,
I think that's because the first festival we had in Southampton in like years and years, or maybe even the first.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah,
so it was quite a moment.
First festival in ages, and the Isle of Wight festivals have both been good.
Yeah.
But I think especially the 2017 one was just incredible. Just the size of everything, and
Yeah,
you have like you're on between something like a Spice Girl and something else.
Mel C an example.
Mel C an example. Yeah, that's it. Mel C was on before us. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
But worst gigs. You're the best at moaning about gigs.
Wow, I think
you're
it's
the best at moaning about gigs.
not because of the venue, but because I got ill. I got a food poisoning or something at Ipswich.
Yeah.
And on the journey home was like there was 3 of us squashed in the back.
And you had to keep putting. And it was pouring down with rain.
Yeah,
and you had to keep putting over to like.
I was being sick, and
to shit.
It was coming out, and it was horrific, and just the whole. It was
a festival.
No, it was just a gig.
Shitting fields.
It was nothing to do with the venue or the gig. It was just the situation was just it was a nightmare.
Dire.
Yeah, I think it's always the travel that makes the gigs bad.
Yeah.
I don't remember a gig that I've ever thought I don't like.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually couldn't think of it.
We actually did a gig in Ipswich where the sound was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A separate one.
I just don't know. That for me still doesn't even make the gig bad.
No. I feel like things that make gigs bad is if you're ill, travelling or something like that, or you're delayed, or just things like that. I don't think you can really do a bad gig, can you?
I think there's been a variety of really good nights. There was the early Christmas festivals, the Christmas party. Sorry,
yeah, the one that
James Hype.
Yeah, we talked
about it earlier. Yeah, they were already good.
It wasn't a great journey though, was there?
Having to find a boat to get back from the Isle of Wight.
Oh yeah, that was the best journey. When we did the New Year's Eve, and we did Isle of Wight, and then we had Junk.
Yeah,
and
we had a speedboat there.
They had to get as part of the condition to do it. They had to get us a boat.
Yeah,
and we got that boat in between.
That was a good journey, wasn't
it?
Oh, that was a great journey. And that we felt amazing.
I think we were already we had a few drinks anyway already. We were like,
because we did midnight in Isle of Wight, and then the guy just drove us on it. I never felt so important in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was like basically a helicopter.
It was like
the equivalent for Southampton, isn't it? Get a boat.
Like it seems like when you start off, you think if someone's going to get you a boat, they're so desperate for you to play, they're going to get you a boat so you can play. Like that was amazing.
Yeah.
I think we pulled into the port where he wasn't meant to pull over as well and stuff.
Yeah, it was a great night.
What's next, Sue?
Alright, so best festival.
I think Boomtown's the best festival, isn't it?
Yeah, I think overall, if you're talking best festival in the UK, I'd say Boomtown, and that's not just for performing, just the experience. It's like you're in a complete different world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the attention to detail, and like they have the characters walking around.
Characters walking around. I don't know any other festival that has that sort of.
And they have small stages, massive stages, like all different sorts of music, all different people.
And
you can find different stuff.
Yeah, there's
we went there, and Shosh was kind of our guide.
Yeah,
taking us around the festival.
It's not just it's an experience.
They got and they also got their own currency thing. Like
it's just a whole new world.
So much.
Like, and obviously the crowd's always good. We've never done a bad gig there. Like,
book us again.
Best club.
I like XOYO in London. We did the Molly Collins thing. I think that was like I love that show and that club. I think.
What was that club in Coventry? I love that club.
Casbah.
Casbah for me.
Really good.
That's a really good club. That's a great show.
That was a great club.
I would say for me, it was. It wasn't even in this country. It was for that Majestic show.
BCM.
BCM.
Yeah, that's like that.
It just looked like a film, basically. Didn't it? Like,
you got like a really good club.
The high up bit, and you can see like the whole.
Obviously, we did Amnesia. Amnesia's like a great.
I mean,
club.
Ashwa, Amnesia, all those. For me, I don't know why.
That Coventry gig was sick.
The crowd was good. The venue was good. The sound was good. Everything was.
Nathan Dorr.
No, Tom Zanetti.
Tom Zanetti. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
That was a great show.
There was an amazing bassline thing in Birmingham.
Oh,
years ago. This is really
Lab.
early.
Was it Lab something?
Lab 54.
Lab
11.
Lab 11.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, Birmingham's
really good sound.
Yeah, Lab 11 is a really good club.
Yeah.
So, Switch was a really good club.
I'll say Switch is good.
Switch was great. When Ryan Keary had Switch, but when these other
we took it a bit for granted.
I don't know about it.
It's called something else now.
Switch is called District.
It's opened as something else now.
District, it's called
District.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have never ruined the name Switch. Like when them boys had it, they smashed it.
I mean, the whole scene was thriving in Southampton.
Yeah, that was incredible. We had amazing people every week.
So yeah, that's it. That's
best club that maybe like isn't still open?
I think some of those clubs, I don't know which one of those
I mean, a
clubs
lot of clubs
are
are
open.
closed now, aren't they?
I don't know which ones are. I think
What's the one I mentioned earlier, though? That our first kind of gig.
Winkers.
And I think that's gone now, but that's iconic.
Yeah, like that. We for some reason I
it's
just
like
love
in the
that
middle
club.
of nowhere.
It's a house. It's essentially a house in the middle of nowhere. I think the people who even lived there, the owners still lived in like the upstairs
It
room.
reminded me of like the film Dusk Till Dawn, but that club's just like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's literally in the middle of nowhere. Like,
it's like that.
Bring back Winkers. If anyone's ever been to Winkers, it's got Winkers memories.
Honestly, that was a great.
Yeah,
club,
I loved it there.
Like experience again. Yeah.
Oh, Halo shut, didn't it? Halo was good.
Yeah.
Funniest gig?
Tyrone at Ushuaia was probably a funny one.
Yeah, I think I stacked it in Switch over the speakers. And
stupid thing, we were in the studio one day and someone was trying to book us for a festival and you wrote down a stupid rider and you were saying, what do you want? And I said, I want ham. And you said, there's this thing, you could have some local postcards. I said, can you get me some Guinness? And we started to just basically do the shopping. And then because
an inflatable giraffe was one.
Inflatable giraffe. But basically there was this, that was for one thing. And then there was this festival at Summerley House.
Yes.
And they said, and nobody had asked about the Soundclash rider. And halfway through the set, obviously they have people working for them. And these two 18-year-olds, like this boy and this girl came out with 2 trays of stuff. And it was like, and on there, and he came up and said, is this okay? And there was some postcards. And I was going, what's the ham? What's going on? What's this?
There's a variety of sliced ham.
There was ham.
That's mad.
No, it was sliced local ham. It was like, it was sourced locally and it said where it's from. And I was like, oh yeah. And it was months before in the studio. We were joking. We were joking and it came later. That was brilliant.
So,
I stacked over the speakers, didn't I?
Aki fell out. And then we had David filming and cameras on 3 different cameras, and no camera picked up Aki falling over, and it was I
had a brandy, I stacked it. It went all over me. Like
we did a show on Isle of Wight with Jaguar Skills and Bass Boy, and some like in Isle of Wight, like at one point we were like real big. We were like Justin Bieber at one point, and they were like after the show, like come down. So like jumped down to the stage, but it was like those things where they transport stuff and they got wheels on. So I've jumped on that and the wheels have gone, so I've just gone like that in front of the whole crowd, just landed on my back. I could have broke I don't know how I didn't break my back. Like I just got to have no one film that as well.
If only they both caught on camera, that would have been brilliant.
Yeah, we've done some great falling over the years.
Oh yeah.
Right, so other than gigs, what's your favourite moment in the 10 years of FooR?
What the advert was obviously great because when we were around Aki's house.
Yeah, I think for me, it was going in the studios in London to record Pure Garage. I think that was an iconic moment for me. Going in the studio, seeing all the plaques from the other ones on the wall, and then sitting outside ready to go in the studio and record it. I think that was...
Yeah, Pure Garage on the whole, going into the shop and seeing Pure Garage CD in the stores was a good one.
That's probably...
I think it's when things really work out and work together. Like the Ellie Evans thing, it's just like saying, oh, wow, listen to this tune. And when you listen to that record, she's done the piano. Basically, she wrote the song. We produced it. Then she redid all of the stuff for it because it was all wrong. We'd done a rough version. She redid it about 4 times just to get how she wanted and stuff. Yeah. And when you after everything's done and it comes together and you go this, even if no one had listened, it would still be a brilliant record. There's for me, there's extra production stuff. It all works. You can listen back to it later and it sounds good. And the same with the Maddie V and Sarah Strudwick. Deja Vu. Yeah. If you listen to the record, know how passionate she was about it and everything happening at the time. The record's really, really, really good. And it's one of those things where everything comes together. Yeah. And I think those things, I don't mind if no one. I obviously want people to listen. It's done some good streaming. It's the rewards. The rewards in doing. I think the rewards in doing and.
What's your best
moment? For me, I'd probably say the whole Fresh, Coors Light sort of stuff. That was probably it for me as FooR as a whole. It's like hearing it on TV, radio. There was a lot in it. I think that's probably it for me. Yeah.
All right. Favorite release, bootleg or remix?
I think Everybody Free for me, just because the damage it done on the single, not bad damage. I mean, good damage. Like it.
Yeah, it was a good moment.
Really put us DJing wise, I think, on the map as well, putting that in our sets, and then obviously the bigger DJs playing it as well. I think for us it's
Bootleg wise for me, I'd probably say Young, Wild and Free.
Oh yeah, you like that one, yeah.
I think probably that.
Yeah.
Always does well in the clubs. But the best release, but I think like one of the proudest moments is we did the Holding You song with Wavy Soph, and Sub Focus put it in his Spotify playlist. Yeah. And it's like we watched so many Sub Focus tutorials, listened to so many Sub Focus records, and could remember a time when we were like, how we can't sound anything like this guy. He was like so far ahead. And for him to hear one of our records and think, this is so good, I'm going to put it in a playlist. And obviously it's not a dancehall record as well. It's like a socket back. So he must like really liked the song and the production. Like, so that was like huge for me. Like I was like, oh, this is like, I couldn't believe it. Like that's big. That was like to have someone that you look up to so much say, I like your record enough to put it in my playlist was like, that was a huge thing.
Yeah. Push the Button, I would say Bootleg, I'd say Push the Button. Such a good vocal. And when it originally happened, it's her. She had done a demo 2 years earlier, showed it to you, recorded it in the studio. We did the track and then sent it back to her. And then it comes back with all these harmonies and extra vocals and stuff. And it goes into an orchestral thing, which is so big that we've cut out 6 of the stems in the release because it just went off on one so much that we've got this idea of doing an orchestral thing. And it says actually stuff which doesn't happen, which we've done.
Yeah, we want to do we'll do FooRcestra one day, which does orchestra versions, and that's.
I would say I'm sorry as well. Like the track, I'm sorry, not I'm sorry.
You're not sorry. You're never sorry.
But if that track didn't happen, then I don't think none of this.
It's a good shout. Yeah, it's a very good shout. Proudest moment, I think I'm like really proud of what we've built as labels because we started labels to help artists because no one ever helped us when we started, and like we got some advice from Mr. Jam once years early on, and the advice was so useful, and no one gave us advice, no one did anything, and we always said that if we started a label we'd want to help people because no one helped us. And I think now you look,
actually that's true with
the contracts. There are artists now that we've done their first release that have gone on to like have millions of streams, tour the world, some have even charted, and so like every day you get to see one of the artists that we played a small part in helping do something. So that's proud, like you feel that's pride every day.
And I think behind the scenes, although you don't see it, like there's things in, so there's certain people where their contracts, where we've done the contract for them to basically help them and said it made it so simple for their manager and stuff. And
we've helped people with contract stuff. We just we help people like a lot, and that's proud because that's what we set out to do. We wanted to do that, and we've done it. So that's a good proud moment.
Well, Gavin's dealing with somebody, he says, "What do you want to do?" And then does it, and quite often it's actually something beyond what I think you should be doing.
Yeah,
but that works out because when you speak to people later, it's like, wow, this happened, and it's really good. And the manager of one of the artists actually said, I can't believe, actually this happened twice now this year. Someone said how good this was, and we just done a remix for someone, and they were so scared of what they might say with changes and stuff, and they couldn't believe how we dealt with it, got on with it, and again dealt with the contractual stuff, and so they were really happy, but they were surprised.
For me, actually, because as we said about label ones, actually was probably then SO sponsoring Golden Ring Boxing Club, because it had such a big impact in my life. Actually, being able to give back to people that are maybe less fortunate, that was probably it.
And actually, your Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton.
I think it's
officially charting as well.
Yeah, giving back to community. We'd like to do more SO stuff and do more stuff like helping businesses like Golden Ring that have helped so many. Like I'd like to do more of that, and that's proud moments being on BBC News talking about that. That's good. That is another proud thing.
Definitely.
When is the Tyrone and Wavy Soph track coming?
Oh, Tyrone and Wavy Soph. Yeah, we spoke about that actually. Spoke about it. Where was she? I see. Mentioned about it, but we need to get it done.
Where was she? I can't remember.
Well, she was in Southampton. No, it was at that festival, wasn't it, in London?
Oh yeah, New
that
World
festival.
Festival.
We're going to get it done. So yeah, we definitely need to get in the studio. Like I always play the FooR and Wavy Soph songs on the stream, and the viewers love it. So I think it definitely makes sense.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, go. Heard it here first.
And then the final question is Aki the fastest in Southampton?
At one point, you was, wasn't it?
I came second, I think. At one point, I was pretty good at athletics when I was younger.
Someone sent this question in because Aki claimed that he was the second fastest in Southampton at one point.
Is that why you say you're the third fastest walker in Southampton?
No, I am top 3. But
he actually has the like in London once we were going Radio 1, we were late. He was walking and I was running. Like that's how fast he walks.
I wouldn't actually walk to a motive with Gav. I would just literally get a cab. Like
I'm top 3. I'm top 3 fastest walkers, and Aki was second fastest.
There's times we come to the studio with you in the morning, he'd get off the train and just walk so fast. I just gave up. I just lagged behind.
But also, Ty, you remember, like, he would back himself in a race. You remember we would go out like with our pals, and like people talk about racing. Like Aki claims that you'd win.
He's fast.
I still would.
Yeah, so that is a good. Whoever sent that question in, that is a good question because Aki is. We'll have to do the race one day.
I'm ready, mate. Yeah. Actually, give me a couple months. Ty, you ready to train with me?
I'm actually fast. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you the first fastest? Second,
probably. I just don't know.
That's who you beat me. Damn.
Good question. So yeah, there you go. That's I enjoyed that. So that's great to look back at 10 years.
And a lot was actually missed out, but obviously.
We didn't have a script or anything. We were just working through. We couldn't even remember all the stuff that we'd done. Maybe we'll do more. But yeah, 10 years of FooR. Our album 10 years of FooR is out now. You can stream all the songs mixed together for your listening pleasure.
Yeah, I think it's like 35 tracks on there. Mixed.
Yeah, let us know if there's any FooR tracks we didn't mention in the thing or any things or any other questions. Maybe we'll do this again.